Hello children! Before we begin, I wanted to show you a picture that I got from one of the children. This came in the mail. This is from Miles. Miles sent me a painting that he made. And it says on the back, "This is a picture of Florida." Florida. Look at that. And very often when people make paintings, when artists make paintings, they sign their names to them. And look, I was so thrilled to see, look at that M, Y-L-E-S. Miles signed his name. Isn't that beautiful writing? Florida. So I have an idea that Miles went to Florida, maybe more than once, and he remembers what it looked like and what he thought about it, and he decided to paint it. Florida. Thank you so much, Miles. I just love my painting. Okay, let's get started. Children, welcome to Preschool Meeting. I'm Miss Stephanie. I'm so glad that we can be together. I was thinking about Miles's painting, and I thought, let's look at a map and see where Florida is. Here's a map right here. Florida. So Florida is part of a country called the United States. Florida is one of the states, and it's right here. Florida has that interesting shape. It pokes out into the ocean. Do you see that? And so we call Florida, we call it a peninsula. That's what we call it when land pokes out into the water like that, has water on three sides. It's still attached on the other side, but three sides poke out and are surrounded by water. That's called a peninsula. Peninsula. So it's fun to learn about different places and to visit different places. And then when you're home again, to remember those places and maybe to make a painting about those places, just like Miles did.
Hi, my name is Amanda, and today I'm feeling really proud. I did a really good job brushing my teeth. And I ate good food, noodles. And I practiced on pumping my legs on the swing. And my mom and I helped a cat that we think was lost. And I showed my baby sister how to do a drawing. And so I really feel proud today.
Children, I thought we'd get a little silly today. I want to read you a fairy tale that has some silly pictures. I hope you're ready. It's called The Emperor's New Clothes. The Emperor's New Clothes. An emperor is sort of like a king. So it's someone who has some rule over land and people. Emperor. And this emperor gets some new clothes. Well, let's find out what that's about. Oh, there's the emperor. I think I see his castle. He's riding on his emperor's horse. He looks very proud, doesn't he? He's wearing a crown on his head. The Emperor's New Clothes. Retold by Katherine Sully. That means this story was written a long time ago, but Katherine Sully put it in her own words. Illustrated by Deborah Allwright. So Deborah Allwright made the pictures. There he is with a mirror. Once there was an emperor who was very proud of how he looked. More than anything, he loved new clothes. He bought the finest silk and satin, velvet and lace, and he kept the royal tailors busy day and night making new clothes. A tailor is someone who sews clothes or other things, a tailor. They even made matching outfits for the emperor's little dog. The royal closets were overflowing. They are working hard making his clothes and clothes for the doggy too. Every morning the emperor would admire himself in the mirror and say, "Aren't I the best dressed emperor in the whole wide world?" No matter what they really thought, everyone around him would bow and say, "Yes, your majesty, you are." He's looking at himself, admiring himself. That means he's saying, "Wow, I look really nice." You don't always just admire yourself. I could admire a bird or a painting like Miles made. I could admire a song and think, that song's wonderful. He's admiring himself. And there's his doggie in a little cape to match the emperor's cape. And the doggie is looking in the mirror too. The doggie has his own little mirror. Oh dear. I think the emperor might be focusing on the wrong things. It's not so important about your clothes, is it? Every year the emperor led a royal parade through the city wearing his very best clothes. But one year he decided that even his best clothes would not do. "This year," he told his tailors, "I want to wear an outfit so splendid no one will ever forget it." The tailors worked day and night making the best clothes they could fashion. They brought the emperor piles and piles of new clothes to try on. But nothing pleased him. They're working so hard and he doesn't like any of those clothes. "These clothes are much too ordinary. I must have something much more magnificent." That's a lot of M words. Much more magnificent. He doesn't want ordinary clothes. The tailors kept trying, but the emperor was still not happy. At last he told his chief minister, "Find me some new tailors who can make truly magnificent clothes." The chief minister set out at once. As he walked through the marketplace, he overheard two men talking to a well-dressed couple. Here's the two men, and they're talking to these two people. Couple means two people who are together. "We are the best tailors in the land," the first man was saying. "Yes," the other agreed. "We make clothes so fine that no one in the whole world has ever seen anything like them." The chief minister rushed over. "You must come with me to the emperor's palace," he told the tailors. Oh, looks like they found the tailors who can make truly magnificent clothes for that emperor who really cares about his clothes. The chief minister brought the two tailors to the emperor. "Can you make clothes that are truly magnificent?" the emperor asked them. "Oh, yes, your majesty," they replied. "When people see our clothes, they never forget them." "What is so special about your clothes?" asked the emperor. "They are made from a rare and wonderful cloth." Rare means there's not very many of them. Rare, hard to find. "A rare and wonderful cloth," the first tailor explained, "and only we know how to weave it." "That sounds perfect." He gave the tailors a bag of gold and promised them more when the clothes were finished. I wonder if those clothes are going to be truly magnificent. Let's find out. The two tailors were given their own workshop where no one would disturb them. They quickly went to work. A few days later, the chief minister came to see how they were doing. The tailors seemed to be very busy, but the chief minister could not see any cloth. So here's the loom that they're weaving on, but there's no cloth. "Our cloth is very fine and delicate," the first tailor explained. "See how it shimmers in the light." "Only a fool cannot see this beautiful cloth," said the second tailor. Uh-oh, they're going to trick people. They're going to say, if you can't see this cloth, then you're not very smart. You must be a fool. But there's no cloth there. The tailors pretended to snip off a piece of cloth, then carefully folded up. They handed it to the chief minister, who took it straight to the emperor. There's nothing there. Only a fool cannot see this wonderful cloth," said the minister, holding the invisible cloth to the emperor. The emperor did not want anyone to think he was a fool, so he quickly said, "Yes, it is the most beautiful cloth I have ever seen. Give the tailors more money and tell them to work more quickly." So the emperor is pretending that he sees that cloth because he doesn't want people to think he's a fool. There's nothing there. A week later, the chief minister went to see the tailors again. They seemed to be hard at work, cutting and pinning their invisible cloth. "What do you think of the cloak we are making?" asked the first tailor. "Only a fool would not be able to see how beautiful it is," said the second tailor. Because he did not want to look like a fool, the minister replied, "It is the most splendid cloak I have ever seen. I am sure the emperor will be pleased." At last, the day of the parade arrived. The emperor eagerly went to his dressing room where the tailors were waiting. Very carefully, the tailors helped the emperor put on his wonderful new clothes. He's looking in the mirror. Of course, the emperor could not see any clothes at all, but he didn't want the tailors to think he was a fool, so he said, "These are the most magnificent clothes I have ever worn." Smiling, he admired himself in the mirror. What do you think the doggy thinks of that? The doggy might be seeing something he doesn't want to see. Okay, this page is very silly. Are you ready? I'm going to show you the picture first and then read the words. He's naked. Wearing nothing at all. Well, he's wearing socks and shoes. Wearing nothing at all, the emperor made his way down the grand staircase, through the great hall, and out to the palace courtyard. Everyone bowed as the emperor passed. No one noticed he wasn't wearing any clothes. They're all bowing down, so they can't see that he's quite naked. I think these are called pages, people who help out at in a palace. They're pretending to hold the cloth. They might know what's going on. They seem to be looking at each other skeptically. That means questioning. The parade made its way through the city. Here he is riding his horse, naked. Crowds of people stood in the streets, cheering and clapping, waiting for the emperor to appear. When the emperor at last appeared, they could not believe their eyes. The people began to whisper to one another, but no one had the courage to say anything out loud. Everyone was too afraid to say something, to say, "Hey, you're not wearing any clothes." Maybe they're afraid he'd get mad at them. One little boy and his sister made their way to the front of the crowd. As soon as they saw the emperor, they began to laugh and point. "Look," they giggled, "the emperor has no clothes on." And everyone, even the emperor himself, knew that it was true. Oh, those children, they weren't afraid to say the truth, were they? Even these chickens are noticing. I think the horse thinks it's all very, very silly. Filled with shame, the emperor made his way back to the palace to get dressed. Shame means he feels like he did something wrong. "I have been very foolish," he said to his chief minister. "If my appearance," meaning how he looked, "if my appearance had not been so important to me, I would never have let myself be cheated by those two tailors. I will never be so vain about my clothes again." If you're vain about something, it means you think it's really important and better than anyone else's. Like, maybe I could be vain about, I don't know, a new shirt I got. I could think, my new shirt is the best new shirt, and that's being vain about it. So he's not going to be vain anymore. He was true to his word, and he was a much happier emperor from that day on. Now that he's not being so foolish. He's just going to wear regular emperor clothes now and not worry about it. And the doggy is saying to us, the end. And there he goes on his horse again. That is the emperor's new clothes. Those children were very smart, weren't they? And brave and clever. They just told the truth. They just told the truth. And once they told the truth, it was easier for other people to tell the truth. I hope you enjoyed that story. A little silly, wasn't it?
Hello, children. Let's sing our ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Do you have a favorite letter? Mine is L for lion, but I also like R for roar.
Well, children, thank you so much for joining at Preschool Meeting. I had a really nice time. I hope you're doing well, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Here's a picture from when I was in Florida. I went in the winter time with my family. In fact, it was Christmas Day. And look, it's so warm in Florida that they don't generally get any snow. So instead of making a snowman, someone made a sandman right on the beach.